Hey, good morning, everybody. How's it going? So this Verify digital TDS meter was gifted to me for the purpose of making this video. So TDS stands for Total Dissolved Solids, and this is a water meter so that you can measure what's the word I want? You can measure your water and see how badly you actually need a water filter system. And I've used one of these on our water before, and we are in dire need of a water filtration system. So it comes with 2 extra batteries, which is kind of cool. Let me just throw those real quick. It comes with 2 extra batteries. There's this little plastic thing that's hanging out of the bottom of it, which means that if you just pull that out, as you can see, there are 2 batteries in there, and you just pull this out. Basically what it is it's between the 2 batteries, and you pull that out, and that will now allow the batteries to engage. And let's see here. Okay. Now, it looks like it turned on automatically at that point. You can see that there's a reading of 0 parts per million, so it's not reading anything right now. You pull off this cap here, and there's 2 sensors inside there, 2 little electrodes. And what those are going to do, as you put that in water, is those are going to measure the particulates that are in your water. Now, what particulates is this going to measure? Let's see here. Looking at the directions, mode. Press switch between ppm. There's another symbol there. I don't understand that symbol. Centigrade and Fahrenheit. Press clear to reset the reading. On, off, hold. Press to turn on. Press during test to lock the reading. Hold for 3 seconds to turn off. And then there's an immersion line here. So basically, there's a tiny little line right there. I don't know if you can see it just inside of this reduced area here. That's where you want to hold the water, or hold this in the water up to. There is a tip here, best accuracy. Submerge the probe between minimum and maximum. Don't go past maximum or dip just the tip. So you got to do as far down as that particular line that's on there. So reading the particulates per million. ppm is what that is, and there's a graph on here that shows you the different levels of particulates. If it's in the green zone, you're doing all right. If it's in the red zone, you're going to need a filter. To the restroom here, and we're going to fill the sink up with some water. I will meet you in the restroom. Let's go. Okay, that should probably do right there. Now, as you can see, it's still on. There we go. That's right side up. Okay, we'll pull the cap off, and we will, we'll submerge that. And that is 314 parts per million. So we are in the orange range, 301 to 500. We're at 314 right now, as you can see. And so there it is. So that part is done. So what I want to do now is I want to go back into my studio, and I have a cup of ice water there. And that ice water came out of the filter in our refrigerator. So I'll meet you back in the studio. Okay, as you can see, it's been zeroed out. This is ice water from my fridge. The ice is from the filter in my fridge, and the water is from the filter in my fridge. So let's see how that looks. Even that is orange. Now, that being said, I know I need to change out the filter in my fridge. So that's at 178. So 178 is moderate on this here. So I need to change my filter in a bad way. The last time I measured the water out of my fridge, it was in the green zone. So definitely need to take care of that. So the Verify digital TDS meter, total dissolved solids, is something that, especially if you live out in the country, or if you're someplace where you know that there's a really good chance that you have a lot of particulates in your water, and you want to see if you are a good candidate for a filtration system, this is a perfect device for you to utilize. Oops. Oh, check that out. I just realized that the graph is on the back of the meter as well too. So there you have it, guys. Have yourselves a fantastic day. We'll catch you on the next video. Until then, cheers, everybody.